Good morning. We are starting lesson 9.5. You will see that we skipped over 9.4, but that's intentional. It's just not something that I think we need to spend much time on. Now, I am going to try to move through these notes fairly quickly. Instead of you completing the got it's at the end, I kind of mixed the got it's in with our notes, and we're just doing them as examples. So just follow along as we go. If you need to pause and write, then go ahead and do so. But again, I'm going to move fairly quickly. I'm going to show it just like I'm going to show it in the homework. So be sure when you are showing your work for your homework that you're showing all parts. I will not give full credit if I don't see the work that I expect to see. Same within class. So 9.5, polygons on the coordinate plane. Now it says if the polygon is graphed for you, you'll need to find the area and the perimeter. However, 99% of your homework, actually there may not be any that are graphed for you. So if they're graphed for you, you got lucky. But you're finding the perimeter, you're counting the blocks to find the lengths. So if you did not know the 3, the 5, and the 3, well, we would count, if this starts at 2, goes over to 7, so 2, so we know that this is 5, right? So we can count the blocks. But if we had to graph this ourselves, well, 2 to 7 is 5 steps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we know this would be 5 either by counting the blocks or knowing to get from 2 to 7, we have to go over 5. Here, 5 to 8, again, if it's graphed for us, we can count the blocks, 1, 2, 3, or we know to get from 5 to 8, we've got to jump 3 steps, 1, 2, 3. So we would know this is 3, and since it's a rectangle, which most of your homework will be a rectangle, if you know the bottom and the side, then you know the top and the other side as well. So perimeter, you're counting the outside edge. Area, you need to find the dimensions, so 5 and 3, and since area of a rectangle is length times width, you'll multiply 5 times 3, and you will get 15 units squared. All of your homework today, since it's graphing, it's not going to say inches or feet, so you'll write 5 units, 3 units. And then if it's area, it'll be squared. Alrighty, so example 1, rectangle ABCD has vertices 2, 1, 2, 5, 4, 5, and 4, 1. Use the coordinates to find the length of each side. Then find the perimeter of the rectangle. Now your homework tonight will look just like this. It's not going to give you an area to graph anything. It's just going to say, well, those are the vertices, so figure it out. So that being said, I recommend, and I'm going to show you differently than the book will, just so you know, but I recommend just kind of getting a feel for it and draw a very, like, it doesn't have to look great, it's kind of sloppy even, but draw it out. So it says A is 2, 1. Okay, well, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Just, do what you need to do, get it on there. It doesn't have to be perfect, it's only for your eyes. So over 2, up 1. So let's go 1, 2, 3. I need to make this a little taller. See? Oh my gosh, that's terrible. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, that's good. Okay. Alright, so over 2, up 1. That's A. Over 2, up 5. B. C is over 4, up 5. And D is 4 over 1, over 4 up 1. Alrighty, so it says use the coordinates to find the length of each side. And we know that this makes a rectangle. So your homework, this is my first step. I'm going to draw out, kind of sloppily, right? It doesn't have to look great, but I'm going to draw out the vertices. So I know, just like we talked about above, I've got to find the length of each side. So this side, AD, is from 2 to 4. So I know that is 2. This longer side of the rectangle, I know it ends at 5. It starts at 1. So from 1 to 5, that's 4 steps, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. So now I know the dimensions of this rectangle. This 4 is the same as this side. The 2 is the same as that side. So I now know the dimensions. I just drew it out. And that's all you need to do tonight for your homework too. You just need to draw it out and circle your final answer. Those are the dimensions. And then it says find the perimeter. So perimeter is the length, how much, kind of, I think, fencing it takes up. So 4 plus 4 plus 2 plus 2. 4 plus 4 is 8, plus 2 is 10, plus 2 is 12. So it is 12 units. And that's our final answer. That's all we need to do. You're kind of graphing it a little sloppily, that's fine, but you need to know, you need to be sure you're comfortable graphing those ordered pairs. Alrighty, so instead of you doing the got its independently, we're going to do them together, and we're just going to do got it A because it's very similar to what we just did in example 1. So got it A, use the coordinates to find the length of each side, then find the perimeter. So I am going to make kind of a sloppy graph, and again right now I'm doing got it A. Alright, let's see, it goes over to 7, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, it goes up to 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, oh no, 7, 8. Alright, so E over 3 up 6, that's kind of by the 2, over 3 up 6. Alright, F over 3 up 8, over 7 up 8, it's G, over 7 up 6. Okay, so we know it makes a rectangle. Alrighty, so now we need to find the dimensions. So I'm going to start with the longer side. We started at 3, we went 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4, right? So 3 to 7 is 4 units. Okay, 6 to 8, because that's where that E is, that's where that F is, so 1, 2. We know this side is 2, which means we also know this side is 2 and this side is 4. So we just found the dimensions. That's awesome. Now I need to find our perimeter. Isn't that funny? Wow, it's the exact same thing. I didn't realize that. So 2 plus 2, we know is 4, plus 4 plus 4, we know is 12 units. So it happens to be the same perimeter, which is fine. But I hope we are all kind of catching on to what we need to do. So our final answer here for our homework is getting our dimensions, which we just did there, and finding our perimeter. Alrighty, got it. C, the coordinates of the vertices of a garden are blah, 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 blah. If each unit represents 12 inches, find the perimeter. Alright, so this is truly the exact same thing, except for the part where it says if each unit represents 12 inches. So let's do our quick graph. Alright, we go over to 8. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Again, it's okay for this to be sloppy. We go up 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, so the vertices of a garden are 0, 1, 0, 4, 8, 4, and 8, 1. Okay, so I've got to find my dimensions. And luckily, this guy is pretty easy. So right here, it's 1 up to 4, so we know that's 3. From 0 to 8, we know that's 8. So this part is where it kind of gets, it's a little different. It says if each unit represents 12 inches. So that means our length and our width, 8 units by 3 units. So this side is, 3, and this side is 8. But we need to multiply them by 12, because it says if each unit is 12 inches, well, there are 8 units here, so 8 times 12, 3 times 12, 8 times 12, 3 times 12. So once we find that, then we're going to get our perimeter. So we've got 8 times 12 gives us 96. Right? 3 times 12 gives us 36. So our perimeter is going to be 96 plus 36 plus 96 plus 36. So 96 plus 36 is 132. So 132 plus 132, which is going to give us 264. So it is 264 inches. That is our final perimeter. So up here, to find our perimeter, we just used our original units, 2, 4, 2, 4, added them all together to get 12. Here, instead of doing 8 plus 8 plus 3 plus 3, we actually had to multiply them first by 12, because it said each unit represents 12 inches. So you will have one like that in your homework, so just be aware of it. Alrighty, find the area. This one is very similar to what we were doing in the first few sections. However, the only difference here is they actually will not give this to you. They will give you the unit, or the ordered pairs. So you will graph them. So if you had a graph, you would be doing this. And then when you graph them, you're going to have to find the area. But they will give you a graph, so it'll look good. It won't look like what I just did. So you would graph basically what's here in blue. And you would have to say, okay, well, since this is a parallelogram, I need to know the base. So 1, 2, 3, 3 units. The height, remember the height has to be perpendicular to the base, which means it creates a 90-degree angle. So right here, or even, if you're getting fancy, right here, because that creates a 90-degree angle. But either way, the height is 1, 2, so it's 2. So area of a parallelogram, go back to your notes, you have all of those formulas. It's base times height. So your base is 3 units, your height is 2 units, which means your area is 6 units squared. So this lesson is really nothing new, it's just kind of piling what you already know into one kind of section. Alrighty, and so this is kind of what I mean about instead of got it D where they give it to you, you would have to graph it, tell us what type of polygon it is, then find the area. So let's do this. This is our last one. So we need to graph it. 3, 3, 3, 6, 5, 6, 8, 3. This is kind of weird. Alrighty. So we graphed it. Now we need to classify it. I hope you're looking at this and hopefully thinking a trapezoid, right? You've got your bases that are parallel, and then you've got 2 sides that are not parallel. So this is a trapezoid. And then it says find the area, which means you need to be comfortable with the formula for area of a trapezoid. A equals 1/2 height times base 1 plus base 2. All of that is in the first couple sections of your notes for this chapter. So 1/2 our height. Our height, remember, is perpendicular to the base, so that is going to be this right here, not that. Not that, it's this. So it's 1, 2, 3 is our height. Our base 1, 1, 2, base 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, okay. 2 and 5, so 2 plus 5. Alrighty, 5 plus 2 is 7, 3, 1/2. So in this case, because 1/2 times 3 is going to give me a decimal, I'm going to do 3 times 7, and 3 times 7 is going to give us 21 times 1/2. So I know 1/2 times 20 is 10. 1/2 times 22 is 11. So 1/2 times 21 is 11 point, oh, sorry, no, it's not. it is 10.5. So it's 10.5 units squared. And that would be our final answer. Alrighty, so you don't have to do the Goddards because we already did them. I went through kind of quickly, so please go ahead and pause, go back, do whatever you need to copy all of these down. As always, please let me know if you have any questions. You are not alone in this, so if I went too quickly or if you're not understanding something, it is your job to reach out, ask questions. Alrighty. Also, another reminder, tomorrow we have our field trip, virtual field trip. It'll be fun. So, you will not have any homework tomorrow other than the field trip. Have an awesome day.